Happy New Year, everyone. I am so excited to have you here, and it is time to tap into your inner wisdom.
Are you not going to be on camera?
So, give me a second. I'm going to do something here. There
Oh,
we
there we go.
go. Welcome, Christian, dad of four beautiful kids, husband, entrepreneur, etc., etc. I'm excited to have you here for our new year. Our show has been changed to 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and figure out the rest. You've got this. We can do it with all the internet tools we have today. So many things are easier. So it's really nice. So, tapping into our inner wisdom. What does that mean? What does that look like? Because some of us have parents who taught us this, but some of us haven't. And so, how do we do this? So, I'll just start. When you get this little feeling that you need to do something and then you don't do it and you don't do it. And then all of a sudden something happens. You said, I knew I was supposed to do that little thing. That was your inner wisdom. That was your inner voice, inner self, or inner your guide or God, or, people use different words to express this inner wisdom that is within us. And it's okay. But the important part is, however you express that to connect to it, you've got to understand how important it is for you to listen to those voices. But sometimes it's just so hard. So,
That's where we wanna, yeah. Let,
yeah.
let, let, let me jump in because I'm getting anxiety from letting you. And the reason why I allowed myself to be anxious while you were going through the introduction is we want to make sure that we thank everybody, right? And we want to make sure that we appreciate everybody being here. But this is going to be very vital today because we don't understand how your New Year's, how your holidays, or in the holidays that you're still moving in, or maybe you're already like me, you're already back to work, and there was very minimal holiday time. However,
Yes.
however,
Yes.
that's where we're wanting to, because as Christine mentioned, is we want to tap into our inner wisdom and we want to tap into certain things. I couldn't even hear it. And I have to be honest because my anxiety took over. And I did that on purpose because I started thinking about work and I started thinking about what deadlines and I started thinking about what I was going through in these last couple of days. By the way, I'm also recovering from COVID. So it really did take me, well, it's more of my household. It affected my spouse a lot more than me. It affected my kiddos a little bit, and we'll get into that and some of the things that I was able to. But in a household of six, running a business, clients, and everything that we're doing,
Yeah.
I was able to breathe. I was able to not be hijacked by the stress. I was not
Mm,
hijacked by the fight or flight. I was not
beautiful.
stressed out. I mean that's the reality of it. It is and can be overwhelming
Yes.
if we stay in that go 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 go. It, it's just natural. So, folks, whatever it looks like for you, yep, go ahead, jump on in, Christine. Jump on in.
Beautiful, beautifully said. Because, it's so easy. This year, I'll just give a quick example. For Christmas, I was preparing and there was 11 of us, and I'm used to having 5, 6 people, right? And my parents aren't able to anyway, they need me to prepare the whole meal from A to Z, planning and everything. So it makes it easier for them to host Christmas, right? But I'm coming in with my pots and everything. And it just flowed beautifully. So, what did I do different from the previous years where there was stress and anxiety? One, I snap, I breathe in, I tap on a meridian point, I relax my shoulders, and I exhale. And I did this before going, and then I set an intention. And when you do that, you're kind of allowing your inner wisdom to be the guide. And for the first time, I was working in the kitchen. People would come and go, "Oh, how can I support you, Christine?" Not, "Give me this, I'll do it for you," or "Get out of my way," or "Did you do this? Did you do that?" No, it was just, "Oh, Christine, how can I support you?" At one point, everybody had started eating, and I was preparing something else, of course, because I wanted to have all this food and I had way too much, but it's okay. They brought me my plate to the kitchen. Like, wow, So I was able to eat. So the two of us, my daughter and I, were in the kitchen and we had our plates and we were nibbling off while we were watching. And because if you go sit at the table and you got something in the oven, it's not too good of an idea. I had somebody that was timing things, and it was a beautiful flow. I was so excited because usually it's a moment that really stresses me. And there were people that aren't usually there. My partner was there with his son that isn't usually there. And so that was a lot for me. And it's how we take it, it's how we perceive it, and how we do it. So, how do you stay connected to your inner wisdom in those moments? You've got to first calm down that amygdala, that survival mode, that anxiety mode, right? Because when our brain goes into anxiety, it is because there's a survival mode kicking in.
Mhm.
There's a fear of the future. What if this doesn't happen or that doesn't happen? But if you can stay present, and that's why I snap, breathe in as I scan my body. Where am I holding that anxiety? Where am I holding that overwhelm? And I just breathe in and I relax my shoulders and I let go. And when you practice this daily, and I'm serious, daily, it's essential in the world we live in. Some of us aren't used to being triggered by emotions because maybe we cut off, maybe we learned how to deal with them quickly and just, okay, this happened, it's okay. Put it on a shelf and I'm continuing this and I'll come back and look at it. And we're able to do this because we had parents who could do this. But many, 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 many of us did not have parents who knew how to do this. So they could not teach us. So it is now our responsibility to connect to that. And when we calm our amygdala, when we take a deep breath and we tap on a meridian point to calm that amygdala, it
I want to
allows
pause.
the space, just
Yeah,
a sec, it allows the space for the inner wisdom to
that's
come up. It allows the space for us to be able to hear that inner wisdom or feel it or sense it, whatever it is that it works for you. And then you just know that you're going to be okay, even though you may have COVID right now. And you know that you need a bit more rest, and you're able to hear that. Get some rest, take care of yourself right now, you know, or
and
take deep.
I wanted to jump in because there's that slight there where we start telling ourselves, and that's where I wanted to pause in that right before she said that we get into that we reach and we listen to that inner wisdom, because she what Christine just mentioned was is that it's our responsibility, but also understand, especially as parents, not only is it our responsibility to ourselves, but
Yes.
also remember we're literally showing and teaching our kids how to react,
Yes.
how they are going to, and how they perceive us, and how we react towards them. So we say, well, that's just how I am. And that's just how I was raised, or that's just how it is.
Mm.
And so that's why I wanted to just insert that, because if you are doing something different, especially in a holiday themed or anything that's outsiders, because you may practice it at home or within yourself. But and that's what I was saying is that's where I wanted to jump in is practicing it so that you can do it without really calling attention to yourself. But
Mhm.
if you do, I have some brave people that will want to tap in public, and that's perfect
Yes.
because then you're going to get those questions and those other people, and then you're
Mm.
going to share with them what you're doing. So that's the beautiful, that's the ripple effect of love. That's really, hey, and maybe somebody, or let me just focus in on that point where we may see it, may feel like it's something we're supposed, that's just how it is. That's how it's always been.
Mhm.
We get it. But
Yes.
just like you taught yourself maybe another language, maybe a skill, maybe you took a class for a different, I don't know, computer or a program or whatever it is, you didn't know it. And it wasn't your parents' responsibility to teach you. It wasn't the school to teach you. It wasn't your job to teach you. So
Mhm.
these are things that we choose to learn,
Yes.
and then we practice, we go to a class, whatever it is that you guys, again, when you want to learn something new. So, the same way, I want to go back and reflect this is something new. This is
Mhm.
something out of the ordinary for most of us. And
Yes.
it may be something that we're thinking, how is this even supposed to work? So, even in itself, I wanted to
Yeah.
pause that there because it's okay to question. It's okay to doubt. It's okay to bring these questions to yourself. And the only way we're going to be able to get those answers and for you to get those answers for yourself is
Mhm.
by listening
Yep.
calmly to
Yep.
yourself and to identify what is my thought, what is an intrusive thought, what
Yeah.
is true, and what may be true right now in the deceivement part. So, in the deception part of maybe I didn't do something that I should have. That doesn't mean I'm a lazy. That doesn't mean I don't care. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean I'm simply, I allow myself grace enough to say, I shouldn't have put it off as long as I did, but I will address it at my earliest convenience, or I'm going to make myself accountable and yes, put it in your phone or put it in whatever, or write it down to make sure that you get to that task. And then, as Christina said, that's where that breathing, that's where that tapping. But if we're go, deadlines, this task, that task, presents, shopping, cooking, things like that, your brain, then there's football, then there's sports, then there's entertainment. Remember, that's the world to keep you engaged. And we get it, and we want you to be engaged when you're living with your littles, with your family, with your partners. We want that full engagement. And the best way you're going to get that is by allowing yourself to be present. Maybe you're not at the self reflection yet. And that's maybe where I'm at. So I'm giving myself grace and where I'm going, well, I can at least calm myself enough to be present.
Yes.
And that's a step in the right direction.
Yes. Because if you can't be present, you're at the command of everybody else's needs. Mm. And excuse me, every time, like the new year, we're all excited. It's a new year. Many people have done resolutions like they do. And after 2, 3, 4 weeks, they're off their resolution.
20 days.
20
20
days
days.
So there
20
you go.
20 in less than 20 days. I've done this because of obviously my field, and I love
Yes.
challenging people.
Yes.
So and we just talked about this. So I'm very excited because over this break we had some wonderful people that I've met, and more people that are going to be joining
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
our groups and our efforts, and other men and other gentlemen and other folks. Here's the bottom line. I'm really excited. So I'll just share that
Yeah.
um, people that stay committed, only 75% of people, or sorry, only 25% of people that stay committed after their New Year resolutions after 30 days. So,
So what can
yeah,
we do, right?
yes, that's
What
that's what,
can we
yes,
do differently this
yes.
year in 2025 so that we become part of that 25% and add it up to 26%, 27% this year?
Actually, 10% accomplish their goals. So even less than that. So 25% of folks that have
Mm,
put out
yeah.
a New Year's resolution carried it after the first month. After the
Mm,
first month, then
yeah.
we have the opportunity to only 10%. So you can be in the top 10% to accomplish their goals. I want to say through grace, through
Mm,
Christine, through breathing, through my power, I can accomplish the goal and be part of the 10%. And if you're like me and you fail one day, that's okay.
yes, because
Because
we fail to success. Some of
that's
us
it.
have a belief that failure means we're not good. Do you think that people like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, never failed? They have failed so many times, but they pick themselves up and they move forward. The light bulb. Can you remember how many tries? I think it's a thousand tries. Chicken Soup for the Soul. 440 people they knocked on doors to be published. Wow, that's a lot of energy. And if you stop after five, do you get attain your goal? Right?
Oh,
You don't. And that's why I wanted to create something that I could be here every weekday at 1 p.m. to support folks that are willing, that want to create change. And if you want more than just our 15 to 30-minute lives, then join us for the Ripple Effect of Love program.
yeah,
However, right now, what can you do? Tune into your body. Take a snap. The snap is important. Brings the brain, the
it is.
attention, like snap or clap. Perfect. You can stomp your feet. Relax those shoulders as you breathe in. Notice where's your tension. Is it in the head, the neck, the shoulders, the pinky toe? And then as you tap gently on a meridian point, I want you to imagine a spiraling train, and blow it in that train so it can spiral down and burn it all in the magma. Let the kid in you have fun because it's that little inner child inside of us that's been hurt many times for many of us. And it allows that little girl or little boy in us to have fun and just blow that into there, right? And
And
at the same
release.
time, you talked about COVID. Right here on the sternum
Yes,
is the
yes.
thymus gland. And when you are tapping here, you are also boosting your immune system. Ah, pretty cool. So this is a 2 for 1 deal, a 3 for 1 deal, actually. So we're breathing in. We're just going to
And,
take
and
2 minutes.
A-
Relax.
And as we're tapping, I want to share what we were just beginning to talk about, so everybody knows and sees. Once you become a little bit more aware and you start listening to your body, you can start listening I'm connecting to my body more digestively, in intake wise. um, I function better, if you will. I'm 6 a.m. till about 11 p.m. Monday through Friday. Obviously, again, yes, with four kiddos and spouse and business and other entrepreneurial events, as well as full client list that we have,
Yep.
and it allows me to. And I mentioned that not to brag, and there's many things, other things that unmentioned, but I want to make sure that I'm sharing that fact is that as we become more aligned with ourselves, as we listen to our bodies, I'm able to discern what I want to eat, what's going to be good for my body, the exercise or the rest that I'll need. And because of it, my kids see that and have noticed and continue to
Yes.
copy and emulate not only how I am reacting and changing, but also in regards to the way that they carry themselves and their health. And because of it, because of the COVID and what we went through this last week and a half, and there's been other issues with health that our family has faced, we've been able to be more facing those on a healthier front, mentally,
Yes.
physically, and emotionally. Because
Beautiful.
when we're stressed out about our kids being sick, about our wives or spouses being sick, and that we have to get work done, there's so much. And the stress can just
And you
so
stay sicker longer, and you are affected even more, and you are thrown on your derriere even more, and you can't move forward. So, and something else, I don't know if I've taught you this already, but you can breathe in, ask your body to release all the COVID symptoms onto the spiraling train, and to inhale health, physical, emotional, mental health. And then when you relax the shoulders, exhale the COVID. Is it a headache, earache, the throat? Exhale that into the spiraling train, allowing it to be released, allowing yourself, and just breathing in again from the tip of your toes, releasing the weight of expectations. That one's for me. I have high expectations for myself. And so,
and as Christine mentioned, expectations. Remember, expectations are anything. It just it can be family, it can be yourself, it can be your boss, it can be your kids. And I heard something, and I'm gonna just tap into it because we only have 6 minutes left here.
yeah.
We went shopping yesterday. I know, um, one of the worst things to do, especially after being sick. And but we were just so cooped up in the house, so we decided to take a little Walmart trip. And a lot of people are rude at the stores, and a lot of people are rude just regardless. Okay. Again, we got all four kids with us and my spouse, and we went out and grabbed some last minute things. And as we're shopping, I see people that were just being careless about adults and older adults and things like that. And this is where I've been thinking how our parents or how our grandparents were raised. That
Mm.
doesn't justify it and it doesn't make it okay. Well, that's just how grandma is. There's just old dogs can't learn new tricks. No, 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 no. Allow yourself, and it's okay to say, "Hey, I don't like how grandma talks to me." And say that, share that. "Hey, I don't like how uncle says whatever or scolds me
Yes,
or noogies or whatever it is. It's
yes,
okay
yes.
because." And just because they've done it for so long, oh, then you start with the negativity. So let me just wrap this up in a
Yes.
really nice bow. My wife felt my kid, and my kids are super well behaved. We actually rewarded them because they were always so phenomenal. We had so
Mhm.
much fun just in the little shopping trip that we took. But they're so well behaved. They scoot out of the way. I asked them to move. I asked them to be courteous. I mentioned these things out loud because not only do I want everybody else to hear, but I want them to know that I'm not afraid to talk to them. And sometimes I'm a little bit more louder and a little bit more. Again go back to the old traits. So I told my wife. My wife said to me, "I didn't like how you were talking to them in certain ways, or you said certain things."
Yeah.
Because I wanted to listen to fix it.
Mhm.
I didn't say anything other than, you're right. That's
Okay.
not where I was coming from. I
Mhm.
saw how rude these people were, and I did not want my kids to be injured or hurt because of these people's actions.
Mm.
Now, and remember, and I've shared this,
Yeah.
we're not in disagreement. I said my kids are phenomenal, and they
Yes.
were phenomenal. I
Yes.
did not want them to be unsafe, but
Yes.
Mama Bear saw it in a different perspective,
Yes.
and Dad saw it from a whole nother angle and a perspective.
Yes.
We both wanted the same thing, which is to make
Yes.
sure that people are not rude and that our
Mm.
kids are well behaved and
Yes.
that we're left alone and to be able to shop for ourselves. That's
Yep.
personal space and all of that.
Yep.
I bring this up because arguing about the same thing happens, folks, when we don't communicate and listen to understand.
Yes. What the intention is of your spouse and yourself. So this beautiful that you were able, like, I'm so excited for you, Christian, that you were able to see we wanted the same thing. We were expressing it differently. Beautiful. And it's being able to reframe, and sometimes maybe you don't want to have the conversation right there at the store, and you want to have the conversation when you're alone with your wife, so that the clarity, it's easier to express, and there's not a little kiddo on your sleeve saying, "Hey mom, hey dad," or there isn't some annoying person that has come by and so I
Reaching
think
over
that was
you or whatever.
very
Yeah.
interesting that you're naming this. I was out and about a bit and I found so many nice people. And I'm thinking 2025, there's all these nice people around me and it feels good. So, what if you put an intention that when you go shopping, the nice people are out shopping at the same time?
Hmm.
Those that have the same value. I know some people are, that's way out there, Christine. There's no way this can happen. Ah, well, yes, that's your belief. What you think about, you bring about. So, co creating something new in your life is something like, let's just keep the amygdala calm, the survival mode, because I'm bringing in an idea that I haven't brought in before, but that can change your life if you choose to persevere with this. So, because we're talking about inner wisdom, what if I have the inner wisdom, and so does my spouse? At the same time, we look at each other and we say that we want to go shopping. And when we arrive and see the people being nice, being polite, moving out of the way, not tripping over your kids because they're too busy in their mind and they can't see there's little kiddos under the down there, and they're tall, whatever. And that happens. I mean, when we're in our mind instead of in our bodies in the present moment, we do not see things. We bump into people, we bump into things, and we are human beings. However, we don't all have the same level of consciousness. So if your level of consciousness is here, let's try this. And is doing it once going to work? Well, maybe I'll give you 100. I'll give you, yay, you got lucky. But what if you do it every day when you get up and you say, "Oh, today we're going to the store." And when I go to the store, I want to be able to see people, interact with people who are nice and who are polite, respectful in the store at the same time as I'm there. When I go to the cashier is going to give me a nice hello, how are you today? Hope you have a great day when we're done. And I can say the same thing to this cashier. And imagine it. For some of you, just imagining that may be way out in left field because you've never had that experience. Well, I can tell you, I did not used to have those experiences, but I do now. Is it the people, you know, um, how can I say this? We went over time. I've got to stop talking. Anyway, we'll continue tomorrow. Join us tomorrow for more as we talk about this. Have a great day. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christine Bernard, or what else do I need to say, Christian? He's the marketing guy. He'll tell you.
Find us on any platform. All platforms, we're there. Join us, share it, like it. Just want to highlight, and I'm going to leave you with this. This is a color magic pencil that Christine just gave you.
Yes.
It can color life anything you want. It's a new color. You make up the color. Now you get to color anything you want with it, just like that. So it's
Yes.
your color. You can color anything you want with it, and it's a new color. I know you've never seen it before because it comes from you. So join us next time. Find us on a platform, share it, and just practice it. See you soon.
Yeah. Thank you, Christian. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.